If you're thinking about living in Schertz, Texas, we're about to take a street tour, and I'm going to point out along the way some of the different home prices and also different commute times to different areas around Schertz, Texas that will impact the lifestyle you might choose to live here. Stick with me. Okay, we're just leaving a quick trip here, and behind this quick trip is Cisco food distribution, and there's also an Amazon warehouse behind that as well. That's all behind us now. But there's I-35 that connects Austin and San Antonio. Well-traveled road. And this is pretty much the highest density commercial area that you're going to find in Schertz. We're actually already in Schertz, but as we get into the more developed parts of Schertz. Now, off to my left, there are new home communities there off to my left. And they are actually tucked behind quite a few trees. But we're on the main access road here off of I-35. Now, these homes along I-35 that you're not seeing right now, they're off to our left, but these homes in this area, quite a few of them are new. There are some older homes, but the price ranges are definitely above that 350 mark. You might have a few homes in older neighborhoods, maybe 1980s, 1990s, that you can find in the $200,000 range, but the vast majority of the homes right here off of I-35 are new home communities, and they go from anywhere 350, 450 to 600. So prices go up rather quickly here on the I-35 corridor. Now, if we were to take this left right here, this would take us through Schertz, but into neighboring Cibolo, Texas. That would be a different video, but they are neighbors, and quite a few people make that decision between Cibolo and Schertz when they're doing their house hunting. Now, you'll notice every now and again there's ground being broken. This is quite normal activity out here. We have a lot of development happening right now in this area, and frankly, it's been happening ever since I've lived in I've been in San Antonio since 2003, and I can't remember a time when there wasn't construction out here. It's been just nonstop with construction. So if you're planning on living here, get used to it. You're going to see work crews just like this along this I-35 corridor for years to come. There's a lot of construction to be had out here. Off to our left here is a pretty big flea market. Buzzy's Flea Market's been there for ever since I can remember, when I was a little kid, and it gets pretty busy still on the weekends. Now, we are now approaching 3009 or Roy Richard Drive. And now, as you can see, the commercial zone is picking up here. Well, Santikos Entertainment Center has bowling and laser tag. There's also another movie theater right nearby here. There's a Walmart Supercenter right up the way here, as you can see on the right-hand side. We have living spaces across the highway, Discount Tire, and we'll see it when we make our turn here in a minute, but HEB Plus is going to be probably the most popular shopping place for groceries. If that's in your wheelhouse, if you do all the grocery shopping, HEB Plus is going to be probably your preference. It's a pretty important place for a lot of Texans. Pretty popular grocery store. But you can go to Walmart and get your groceries as well, but I think most of the locals, including myself, prefer the HEB groceries. Now, if we were to take a right here instead of a left, this would take us up towards Canyon Lake. I have included that on a few of my other videos. You can check that out if you'd like, but Canyon Lake, pretty popular destination to enjoy the water on the weekends. You can also enjoy some water up in New Braunfels and Schlitterbahn, but if you like to go and get on the lake, taking a right here on 3009 and heading up towards Canyon Lake is just, let's see, about 25, 30 minutes away, and you're on the water. Now, from here, the homes in this area, if you are going to live off of I-35 in Schertz, Texas, you're looking at a 25 to 40-minute drive to Randolph Air Force Base, a commute. If you need to go to Fort Sam Houston, you're looking at a 26 to 40-minute commute from Schertz. San Antonio International Airport, you're looking at a 22 to 35-minute commute here in this area of Schertz. And then you need to get to New Braunfels downtown, you're looking at a 16 to 20-minute commute. And then, of course, if you need to get to the grocery store here at the HEB Plus, just about anywhere along the I-35 corridor here, you're looking at about a 10 to 16-minute drive, especially from where we started the video tour. Probably hit about 10 to 16 minutes getting here to this location. Now, this is pretty normal traffic here for Schertz during the day. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of traffic here off of I-35. I believe I read that over 100 to 150,000 cars are up and down I-35 just passing through Schertz every day. So there's a lot of traffic. If there's a wreck in the evenings, there's going to be a lot more traffic. Now we are on Roy Richard Drive. This is 3009. And as you can see, there's still construction here. Right here to my right-hand side, there's a strip center going in here. These are going to be retail spaces that are for lease. Now, the home prices up around 35, again, 300 plus to 600. And then along here, we have some older homes in this area. It could be 1980s, 1970s, but they're still going to be newer homes as well. But if you're looking for an entry-level home in the 200s, you can find them here because of the mix of older homes. So you have some opportunity to get into Schertz at a decent price. Now, overall, if we're looking at San Antonio versus Schertz, right? Those are the two big ones that you're deciding between. San Antonio home prices, the median home prices right now looking at around $288. Well, in Schertz, the median price is around $330. So you look at about, on average, a $50,000 difference moving into Schertz versus staying in San Antonio. However, I also noticed that the median size is a lot bigger in Schertz. So you're going to get around 2,200 square feet for a typical home in Schertz versus in San Antonio, you're going to get about 1,800 square feet for that median price. So a lot to think about there as far as between San Antonio and Schertz. Tax rate's a little bit lower here in Schertz, so there's a positive trade-off there if you're going to buy a higher price home in Schertz. Now here along 3009 Roy Richards, we're looking at a airport commute of 20 to 30 minutes. We're looking at a Fort Sam Houston commute of 24 to 40 minutes. We're looking at a Randolph Air Force Base commute of 12 to 22 minutes. And we're looking at a New Braunfels, Texas commute, 18 to 26 minutes. And then a downtown San Antonio commute, 28 to 45 minutes. So, and it just really depends on what side, how far down Roy Richards you're living. But as you can see, there's just going to be a ton of options here. You can't see all of them off to the side here, but there's a lot of communities here in just about every price point. This is a massive noise deadening wall that they've built on either side of the road here for the communities, which is really nice for them to think about that and give the residents some peace behind those walls. Of course, the further down we get, the older the homes get in Schertz in general, until we get into far south Schertz. All right, we're getting towards the end of 3009. And this is going to be Farm to Market Road 78. Now, this road can take you all the way out to Seguin, Texas, and it can also take you all the way into Converse, Texas. Road is also known as John E. Peterson Boulevard. Do have a little railroad track there off to our right. They have a lot of original homes right here alongside of 78. All right, so we're going to be taking a right here onto Schertz Parkway, and this will take us through Old Schertz and up to Savannah Drive, and then back down 1518. All right. So again, more original builds here in Old Schertz, downtown Schertz. Our city center is coming up here. Worry. Passing Veterans Memorial Plaza. This is a recreation and aquatics complex. Schertz Public Library off to our right here. And the high school, Samuel Clemens High School, is to my right. We're coming up on the City of Schertz Civic Center. This is the City of Schertz Visitor Center. Now, through here, if when we started up Schertz Parkway, definitely an area where you could find homes below $200,000, but they're going to be pretty old. They're going to be 1950s, 1960s, and some of those smaller military track houses. But now, as you can see, the landscape has changed yet again. These are going to be much higher in price, $400,000, $500,000 homes in this area. Definitely changes the budget quickly once you pass downtown Schertz, which we just did. Now from Highway 78, I didn't give you these times, but in Highway 78, right along there, you're looking at about a 9-minute drive to Randolph Air Force Base, a 28 to 50-minute commute to Fort Sam Houston. You're looking at San Antonio International Airport, 22 to 35 minutes, and then downtown San Antonio, 30 to 50 minutes, and then New Braunfels, 22 to 35 minutes. Along here, Schertz Parkway, you're going to see a lot of the same commute times that we had along 3009. Okay, because right now we are parallel to 3009 and share a lot of the same commute times from there. Now we are at the elementary school here in Schertz. This is Norma Haskell Elementary School off of Savannah Drive, off to our left-hand side. I don't think we're going to be able to see it here. I'm just going to pass right through the parking lot here real quick, give you a shot of it. But now, along Savannah Drive here, we're actually going to, for at least a few minutes, we are going to exit Schertz and enter Selma, Texas, and then continue our journey south on 1518, taking us back into Schertz, Texas. And you'll get to see what is happening south in Schertz. Now we are just entering Selma, Texas. And here we are at 1518. Now we're still in Selma, Texas, but we'll be entering back into Schertz here shortly. There is a creek, Solo Creek, that goes along this roadway here. As you can see, we are really kind of like out in the country here. Not a whole ton of development, but it's coming. There's definitely development happening out here. And we are back in Schertz. I didn't see the welcome sign, but I saw one of the street signs, and so we are officially back in Schertz, Texas. This is Pickerel Park to the left here. Heading back through old Schertz. We're on Main Street. We're going to take a turn here and get back on 1518. Okay, we're back where it should be. This is Highway 78, and our turn for 1518 will be here in just a second. Kind of one of those roads that ends and then picks up abruptly. Now we're actually crossing into Bexar County. And this is Farm Market 1518. So we're still in Schertz, but we're crossing some county lines. As you can see, there's a lot of road construction here, this part of Schertz. You know, that's just kind of how it goes with development here in Texas. They tend to build the neighborhoods first and then worry about the roads later. But that's what's happening out here. We have a lot of development that is being started in different areas. Now, off to my right is actually Randolph Air Force Base. That is why there is really nothing out here, because you can only build so close to that base. But all the building is happening around Randolph Air Force Base. So as you can see, this is starting to feel pretty country, and then all of a sudden you get a Dollar General out of nowhere, because we're starting to get back into some neighborhoods. This here is Willow Grove Estates that we just passed on our right. First of many neighborhoods to come. Now again, out here, commute times. I mean, you're looking at 10, 15 minutes to Randolph Air Force Base. You're looking at maybe 24 minutes to Fort Sam Houston, 24 to 40 minutes, Fort Sam Houston. You're looking at downtown San Antonio, 22 to 30 minutes, depending on which neighborhood you end up in out here. HEB is going to be probably about 20 minutes, 22 minutes from this location. There are other locations that you can go shop from here. There's another HEB in Cibolo, Texas, off of 78 that is about 15 minutes from here. New Braunfels is going to be a good 35 to 40 minutes from here. They're a lot deeper now. Downtown San Antonio, another 25 to 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Off to my right here is the Crossvine, which is an established neighborhood, one of the first established neighborhoods down here newer neighborhoods in Schertz. I'm actually going to take you through it really quick just so you can see what some of these neighborhoods are going to be like out here. Just a little teaser for another video. We'll spend some more time out here in the Crossvine at a later date. But I don't know if you saw the sign earlier, but you've got Meritage Homes, you have David Weekley, you have Ashton Woods. Lots of builders are out here. So if a brand new home is what you're looking for, this is definitely an area to consider if you want to live in Schertz. I'm sure the residents here during rush hour are going to be really happy to see this expansion finish up here. As you can see, they're expanding the road. There's Highland Homes. All right, and that takes us all the way down to the far reaches of Schertz. This is actually I-10, and if we continue here, we take a right, that's going to take us to downtown San Antonio. So If being in far South Schertz appeals to you and you need to make a trip every day to downtown San Antonio, this could be a good option for you, uh, living this far south on Schertz. As you can see here, we've got another quick trip across the highway here. We'll finish up at. Well, hey, thanks for joining me on this little road trip through Schertz. If you have questions, if you're looking for something in particular, off-market properties, assumable mortgages, HUD foreclosures, let's set up a time to chat. We can do a Zoom call or send me a text message to 210-260-6617. We can set up a time from there to find out what you need and what I can help you with in getting you situated in Schertz or one of the neighborhoods around Schertz. So until next time, see you on the next video.